Okay, so it's about to be dark again, so that's not great. But I think it's a good idea for me to start building this arena, start looking at what different potions I can start to craft for King Slime. It is true that you'll find potions out in the world like I have been, but a lot of them also require crafting, and all of them will require like a water bottle at least to craft. So if we get a water bottle, then we can take that to the guide and find out what we need to craft all those potions. So let me go ahead and start building this arena, and we can do that with wooden platforms and some torches to light it up. We do have some items that I think help with building. Increases tile placement speed, hold up to reach higher. We have extra range on that, yeah. So, I mean, this will go a little bit quicker than maybe it normally would. But this is going to be one of those tedious things about Terraria, as if we didn't have enough already. Of course, each boss gets harder and harder. And considering the rough generation of most of the biomes in this game, and the fact that there's so many enemies just on the ground or flying around all the time, it's almost always, if not always, a good idea to build these arenas here. And you'll see what I mean when I'm done building it, but basically there's just a bunch of layers of wooden platforms stacked on top of each other to allow easy movement. And there's not really a rule, like a set rule as to how big these things should be or shouldn't be. But I'm thinking about how big King Slime was when we first fought him. And I'm thinking it's probably not a bad idea to just make this whole little, like, area here into the arena. And we can use this later anyways, so we'll get a bunch of uses out of it. So we essentially just keep going like this, and then, you know, once we're done, we'll light it up with a bunch of torches and everything. We can get different items to give us passive buffs, so we can get, like, extra regen on our health or mana, or extra defense, stuff like that. So I'm thinking it might be good to build 5 rows of platforms here, just to be safe. It's always better to build a bit extra than build not enough. Now, it's a bit of a problem if we fall below this top or this bottom platform here. But again, we'll get some stuff later to help out with moving around and double jumping and extra jump height and things of that nature. So it's really only a problem right now, but I think we'll be able to find some new gear pretty soon, I think. And this is honestly the kind of stuff you get when you play this game for so long. Because it's not like the guide was telling me, oh, you need to go and build an arena for a boss before you defeat it. Like, he's just telling me, oh, go kill go kill a boss. As if we can just do that. You know, after playing the game for hours and hours, you start to realize, hey, I should build some kind of structure for this, so it's easier. And then after that, you go, oh, maybe I should find a way to get some more health and some more mana while I fight these bosses. Then you start to go, oh, maybe I could automate some kind of trap or something to hurt these bosses while I'm fighting them. It just keeps going like that, without the game ever being like, oh, you should do this, like, explicitly. Alright, so there is the foundation of our first arena. Ideally, I would like to space out these torches evenly, but realistically, I don't really know, you know, how long this thing is, or how many torches I need. You know, I'm sure we can take the time to do that later, but for right now, I'm just gonna do my best. Alright, that's all we need, really. But like I said, of course you can always improve it and put a bunch of buffs for yourself along these platforms. Now most of those I won't be able to access now, but one of them that we can access is this campfire here. I don't know if I need quite that many, but basically you place these down, and if you're near them, they will increase your life regen by a little bit. And unfortunately, the effect doesn't stack, so we can't put like 5, campfires right next to each other and expect to get that buff. But I'm just gonna place 3 there, so I think we will get that buff from anywhere on the arena. You can check up here. This one right here, Cozy Fire. It's telling me life regen is slightly increased, and if we walk around anywhere on this arena, we still have that buff. So that'll help out. There's different things to get mana regen that we can't get to yet, unfortunately. Yeah, that's our first step to... our first real step, I guess, to being able to kill King Slime. Okay, so let me think about what we need to do next. I think we're in a bit of a low point in terms of progression right now. We don't have many NPCs to help out with any of our classes. The gun, what is his name? The arms dealer. He won't show up for some reason. Maybe we just don't have enough housing for him. No, that's not true. We have one house available if he wanted to show up. He could have moved in here if he was going to move in. But we don't... I think we just don't have the right gun for him to show up. So we can go out and find a gun for him to show up, and he'll sell us more guns, which is obviously great for us as a ranger. We don't have like a wizard available to sell magic weapons. Let's see, he was talking about a stylist, which I think is cosmetic stuff. He talked about an underground bone merchant or skeleton merchant, which may be helpful. We can try to find him. I'm talking about the guy, by the way, when I say he. He talked about a golfer in the desert. He talked about a dryad if we kill King Slime. He talked about a fisherman if we catch some fish. And let me see what else he's got to say. I'm trying to think if we can get some more NPCs to help us out with different items, but I don't think any of them but the arms dealer really will. Oh, now he's talking about shadow orbs. He wasn't talking about this before. I don't know what we did to progress his dialogue, but here we are. Shadow orbs can usually be found in the chasms around corrupt areas. Smashing too many will unleash the Eater of Worlds, which is going to be another boss. Defeating this foe may cause meteors to fall out of the sky. I think you're ready for your first battle. Gather some lenses from the eyeballs and take them to a demon altar. It's going to be a hint for another boss. We're not there quite yet. We're not at either of those bosses. But it's good that he's telling us this. When the moon goes red, the water becomes like blood. Creatures submerged within may become grotesque and malicious. You may even remove people from their home from the housing interface. Right-click the banner hanging in their house. You can also left-click to assign them to a new home. If you had a gun, I bet an arms dealer might show up to sell you some ammo. Oh, now he's talking about the NPCs again. Fisherman, golfer, traveling merchant, skeleton merchant. It's kind of a spoiler, he doesn't say skeleton, but I know he's a skeleton. Potions, banners, snow biome, desert, marble biome, granite biome, fishing, berries. Okay, so he's not telling us much that is different from what he was already telling us, except that he's telling us to go fight a boss. Now again, we're not ready quite yet to fight these other bosses that are down down the list here. They're going to be somewhere on this pre-hard mode side here. However, he is telling us about these shadow orbs, which he does not say outright, but the shadow orbs actually do contain useful items like a chest would. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the corruption and break some shadow orbs. Now earlier I was saying it's not great for us to do that right now, only for the other reason that he talked about, being if we break too many it'll summon a boss. If we break too many and we run out of them, we're gonna have to find a new way to fight that boss, which, you know, isn't the end of the world by any stretch, but it's just annoying to know that we don't have to. Like if I could, I would rather just wait till later and then just break those and then fight the boss. But you know, right now we're just gonna have to break them and then probably die and then, you know, come back, which is just annoying. Okay, well, I guess we'll just die before we even get to the shadow orbs. That also works. It's not really a whole thing to break the shadow orbs, though. You just need some explosives and then a hammer to break the actual orb. Yeah, you'll see they have cool stuff in them. We get some flavor text every time we break one. So that one says, "A horrible chill goes down your spine." It looks like we got a musket and some musket balls, which is actually exactly what we were looking for. So you know what? Considering we just got that gun, so we're gonna get the arms dealer spawning in now. I'll just show off what this boss is, this corruption boss. I'll just show off what the guide is talking about. Then I'll just head back home, because I don't really think I need anything else from these. I'd rather not use up all the shadow orbs before I can use them. Got another musket. That one says, "Screams echo around you." This is our boss here. Very hard to see. It's very dark here, but he's basically just a big old worm with many segments. I didn't really get to see him or show him off that much, but he's just a big worm. You can tunnel through the ground. He's got a bunch of segments, and if you break each segment, they become a new head. Kind of like a Hydra, almost, but it's like, I guess it's more like a worm, you know, makes sense. You know, if you cut a worm in half in real life, both worms stay alive, and they act as independent worms, and that's basically what happens whenever you kill one of the segments. The worm will split, and it'll become two worms. And it'll just keep doing that until you destroy all the segments. So it's tough. But of course, it's not, you know, not the hardest boss in the world or anything. So let's see, we got 2 muskets. This one's a lot better, apparently. This one has minus 30% damage and minus 20% knockback. And this one has plus 9% damage and plus 15% knockback, so we'll keep this one. We'll, I guess we'll replace this amethyst staff, because we haven't been using it at all. So we'll keep that on. We'll start using musket balls as ammo. It's semi-auto, so I have to click every time just to shoot it. But I assume it's going to do a little bit more damage than the blunderbuss we've been using. We also got this melee weapon here, which is not a sword. It's a flail or a mace. Swing it around you, you can let it go. It shoots out a ball on a chain. You hit stuff with it. Again, we're not going to use it because it is melee, but, you know, cool to have. And we'll go ahead and put this other stuff away. We'll go ahead and talk to our arms dealer, because I did see that he spawned in right away, so. Let's go talk to him. Excuse me, I had to mute the microphone so I could cough for a minute. Alright, this is going to be the arms dealer right here. His name's Reginald. Tells me don't spray and pray in the wind. He says he doesn't like... Oh yeah, he doesn't like too many people near him, which makes sense. We do have a kind of a crowded neighborhood over here now, so it might be a good idea to start building more houses in another biome somewhere. But nobody's gonna spawn until we do that anyways, so I mean, we can kind of just chill out until we decide what we're gonna do with that. Anyways. So he sells more musket balls, so we won't really run out of ammo. Sells a flintlock pistol, which I don't really want. The musket's better than that anyways. Average speed versus very slow speed. So, oh, well, I guess we could just shoot this faster, which may be useful. And he sells a mini shark, which does even less damage, but it shoots very fast. I do happen to know this is not a semi-auto, it's an automatic minigun. So it does shoot very fast. It's got a chance to save ammo instead of using it. But it costs just over 30 gold, so we're gonna definitely have to save up some money to buy this. But let's go ahead and try the flintlock and see what's going on with that. So we got the musket, which I mean does 60, I guess, against that slime. Let me summon King Slime actually. Let me test this out against the boss. Because why not, you know? And we can test out our new arena, too. What you're seeing right now is like the fastest I can shoot it. So it's doing about 30 per shot. Which, I mean, it's taken off a good chunk of his health bar. So, I mean, I guess we could eventually kill him with this thing. If we just get good at dodging. Then we have a flintlock. Oop. Let me summon him again here. We have a flintlock. Which does shoot... Oh. It does shoot faster. That's the fastest I can shoot that. But this is only doing around 15 to 20, it looks like, per shot. So it's really just about balancing fire rate and damage, I guess. Alright, let me go and try one more time just to get a good gauge on what these guns are doing. It's also, I didn't say it, but it's also great to have this money collector here too, because now we don't really lose money, we just keep getting money. Of course we still have to, you know, farm some stuff and sell in order to afford what we need to afford, but we won't lose money, so that's cool. So yeah, you're doing about 16 to 20 damage per shot. You're shooting faster though. I can still use my arrows, of course, to deal with crowds. Oh. Oh yeah, and this might be the first time I've really gotten a chance to talk about these. Well, I guess not that time, but these two bars up here next to my hot bar, which have been filling up kind of periodically throughout the stream. This is really the first time they've really seen a use. But what they do is basically give you very temporary buffs to damage and speed. But you have to be in certain situations for them to even charge in the first place. This top bar, called Rage, is going to fill up anytime there's combat happening. So it just filled up a little bit because I was fighting those slimes there. And the bottom one's going to fill up during boss fights only. So once I summon the King Slime, this will start filling up. And it will completely reset if I get hit. So I need to not get hit for a few seconds, and then I can use it. And of course there's combat happening, so that the top one will also fill up. The top one I think is going to be a damage multiplier, And the bottom one, I think, is a damage and speed multiplier. Oh. So I could turn on the top one. It's gonna give me times 1.35 damage for about 5 odd seconds or so. And now I just need to wait for it to replenish to use it again. I'm trying to not get hit so I can show off this other one. Let me see what I can do here. Total damage multiplied by 2.5 can be boosted by other items up to 3.1. So I guess it's not a speed multiplier. I thought it was a speed booster as well, but I guess not. You can turn both of them on at any given time as long as they're charged up to full. You can't turn them off once you turn them on, so you can't do like bursts of damage in like strategic ways like that. And again, you have to not get hit in order for the adrenaline to charge. So that's like a, you know, it's like a whole thing. Of course, you might guess if you put them on at the same time, it's going to be a huge damage boost for like a, you know, like 3 seconds or something. Which doesn't really seem like a lot, but considering this dude is a huge slime that spawns other slimes and teleports across a screen every few seconds, it's, you know, it's better than nothing. It's always better to have some kind of help than no help. So we'd definitely be making some use of rage and adrenaline throughout the series, but it's not going to be really that big of a deal outside of boss fights. Anyways,